Radio guys, welcome back. So last time I went all the way into the area where I thought the quest was going to be without actually accepting the quest. So that is where we were. Because the last time I tried to accept this quest, I was too low. So, okay, so this quest, as you can see, one bad mother gucker. Okay. You're gonna have to kill one ghoul assassin, one savant, one sage, executioner, archmagus, Ghoul Lord, and the Raster of Guk. So that's a pretty extensive list there. So I'm kind of curious as to whether or not they're all going to be automatically like up. Um, if not, this actual quest could be a little longer just because of, waiting for respawns and such. But now that we've got it, we are going to head on back. Because like I said, I was there. We were killing stuff. We were in a grand old time. And then I realized that I didn't even grab the quest because I am an absolute idiot. So we're heading back, heading back. And we're going to see. Okay, so nothing's actually respawned yet, which is kind of weird, actually. Because it is a DZ. Maybe that's why. But if it's not. Okay, so that means that probably everything is going to be up. Because if nothing's respawned, that means that. Unless I had to like make a whole new DZ every time. Or maybe I just did it too fast because these bodies are still here. Unless it froze the DZ or something. But either way, we do have some really cool clickies too. I didn't really go over the clickies. So you got some cool stuff here. I have no idea what it or where to turn it in, but you can turn this in for 5 AAs. That's a lot. That's for 25. These are for 50. 50 AAs. I have no idea where to turn them in, which I probably should learn. Um, this gives me like charisma or something. This one is cool. It gives me radiant cure, and it seems like it's instacast. And this one gives me a null med, like takes away, strips their buffs, which is also pretty huge, especially for later on. But I just got buffed in the Nexus, so we are going to soak up this damage shield while we have it. But I can use the Shaman to actually use the clicky for complete heal. There's a lot of stuff, which makes me wonder like how difficult this server is actually going to be later on, because it's either going to be a cakewalk the whole time, or you're going to get into some stuff that just straight bodies you, because you've got a lot of resources at your fingertips to be able to just crush mobs. So I mean, I guess we'll find out together. It's either going to be too easy or it's going to be just absolutely asinine hard. So we'll figure it out. Okay, so this is something special as well. I'm guessing that this is for Thanksgiving. It's Turkatron. So okay, so what I'm going to do here is we're going to head over to our Shama Lama Lama, and we're going to no, we're gonna no, we're gonna complete heal my SK because I believe that that's going to be important. That smart is dying. Not really sure how. See, I am just not good at this boxing thing yet. I mean, it literally is. It's crazy to me how people can box so many characters at once. Now, granted, if it's completely automated and they figured this thing out way better than I have, then like super kudos or whatever. But I can't figure it out that good. Like I'm still struggling on how to get these things even do what they're told to do. So these are those little turkeys that dropped. They dropped all of this stuff, and this is kind of funny actually. This is Dwight's beet juice, and this is Dwight's horse meat sandwich. If you're a big fan of The Office, you know exactly what those. Unidentified item, bear spray. Used to calm bears after they get too needy. If that's another office thing, it must be. Then, of course, some AA turn in. I'm going to take the bone chips because I have not been able to cast my pet yet. And here's another one of those ones worth like 50. So once I can figure out where to turn those things in, I should be sitting kind of pretty with AAs. And keep in mind, I'm only level 31, so to even talk about AAs is crazy. But this kind of leads me back to the whole like, are we just in over our head? Are we about to just like hit this huge wall of progress where we just get smoked every time we walk into a zone? Find out on the next episode. I'll tell you what I need to do is figure out how to keep aggro from a level 30 epic rogue, because that is what I'm dealing with right now, is a level 30 epic rogue. I'm not 100% sure that anything was designed to keep aggro from that at this level. It's fun though. I mean, honestly, it's fun. It scratches a different kind of itch of, weirdly enough, kind of what I got from THJ. Not in the same sense, of course, because THJ was a very different monster, but THJ was far from EverQuest. It was very, very different, and I think that's what made it so awesome. It was that different. And I think this is kind of the same thing to me. I mean, it's definitely not EverQuest in its general sense, but that's not such a bad thing. Okay, so this answers our question on the assassin. So the assassin is not up. So do we have to kill the assassin? Yeah, we have to kill the assassin. So we are going to be waiting for respawns. Um, that's actually not too bad. The last one, I went in. Everything was up in both Crushbone and Unrest, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, dude, I'm gonna be done with these whole entry level quests before anything, So I'm really glad to actually see that that there is more to the quest thing. It's not going to be over in 2 seconds. I don't necessarily think that time gates are the funnest thing in games. Um, but to make it feel more like EverQuest, it does make sense that not every single spawn would be the name spawn. And as far as EXP goes, we're going to be able to run up and down Guk a bit. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that the raster is not as rare as it was on regular, because the raster was a pain to get. Dude, if I was a monk, I would have had loot, like just full sets of gear for days already. I don't even want that. Reaper's Ring. Ooh, I do want that. Grim Aura for free? Thanks. White Stone Shield. Yeah. Alright. Alright. That and Ranger. I'm getting so much stuff. Oh, sweet. Okay, so we got more legs for the good old assassin. Oops. Yeah, I don't see how. Anyways, like I said, I don't see how anything's gonna ever compete. But I'm sure that I'm going to get shown that I'm very, very wrong here shortly. Just gonna walk into a zone one of these times, and it's just going to absolutely just straight up humble me. Oh yeah, does it show if we just straight get the 1.5 after this, or if we have to do anything else? I think we just get the 1.5 after this. Yeah, the token you turn right in. So yeah, that's crazy. The 1.5 is definitely out of era for what we're fighting, for sure. All right, Spirit Caller should be the Shaman stuff. The That's the only bad part I've found right now. Like, I really can't control the other characters on their own. I've had to, like, one time they were stuck on something, and I literally couldn't get them to like listen at all. Like, I don't know how to turn it off. But I'm sure that, you know, as I go, I'll learn more. But that is kind of frustrating to like have one of your characters stuck, and at that point you're like, okay, I guess we're going back to the next scene. But everybody's been super helpful on like the Discord and things like that, so. Okay, so now we know that this thing will actually cure us of root as well, ghoul root. Kind of cool. Oh no, that figures. These things have been the only things that actually give me any form of difficulty so far at all, is these Turkatron things. See, I don't know why my guy's not healing and stuff. Like, I don't really know how to do this shit. See, my guy's not. Alright, so let's show you guys. So this is the newbie vendor. It does have lots of cool stuff. But there's something somewhere over here that you can go. Where's my guy? Are they not dead yet? Is that guy actually... He killed it. Killed the Turkatron without me. He didn't even need me. Come on. Flower power. Strangely enough, I'm almost healing through their damage. Like, I'm curious as to how my SK died. That Turkatron thing must be just an absolute unit. I'm gonna go ahead and go then. Maybe I can just make it. If I can just gate through it, I'll be crazy. Instead of having to like just wait. Oh my god. Maybe my SK just sucks. It's possible. Alright, so they're trying to get to me right now, as you saw. So let's go over here. We'll go ahead and blast that buff bot real fast while we're here. It follow me, I believe. Or come to me. One of those. Go to Patches O'Houlihan here. And so one of these guys is actually for your skills and stuff. You like hail him and he gives you your skills and spells up to whatever level you are. So right now we're level 33, for example. And this guy should boost me up to where I've got all my relevant skills and stuff. Okay, so spells and skills. If you just hail this guy, mimic me. Oh, okay. Okay, so I got a whole bunch more spells, and I'm sure that the Shaman just got a whole bunch more spells. So, to kind of go into what you have to do, which is kind of annoying, I guess, in a sense, every single time that you get new spells and things like that, is you've got to go through here and you've got to update. Now, this is my main guy, but let's say for like Aquarium, which is my my healer, I'm going to want to move my new heal. Why did I not get a new heal? Did you just not, does it not show a new heal? Or maybe I need to like, hey, wait a minute, I'm actually moving around on this guy. Cool, well, it didn't let me do that before. You have learned 60 new spells. Okay, so I guess I just wasn't pressing it individually on this guy before. So now, oh my gosh, yeah, I've got 2 new levels of healing. Okay, so in order for me to move this, I'm going to have to bring up the actual character any file. And since this is now going to be greater healing, I replace light healing with greater healing. Yeah, so who to heal, tanks, important bots, X targets. So this should make him heal my rogue, and this should make him heal my main character there. So we'll save that. And that's kind of all I've got the Shaman doing right now. Which I know I say all, but I mean, I guess it's pretty important, as you just saw. Got my ass kicked. It didn't heal me very good, but we'll head back to Guk. Just kind of see like that makes it. Again, if you have ever done this before, like played with MultiQuest 3 or whatever else is, you're probably sitting here just laughing at me. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like really, like no idea what I'm. We'll do darkness. I know that that's. Okay. Oh. Cool. So we do have some respawns, which is fine. Ugh, only lasts 4 minutes. Well. Warlord. Oh, of course. I guess that makes sense. I don't know why I thought, oh man, that means Shadow Knight. Of course that's a warrior. Okay, so eyes wide open. We can do more of those. I haven't looked into the AAs yet. 300? Oh, for combat medic? Who cares? 500? Innate resistance to charms. 900? Maybe that's just like a way to, you know, like sometimes we're like, oh, we don't want to say you just can't get it, so we'll just make it 5,008. You know, there'd be some super tryhard though that would get 5,000 AAs and then get really. Spellcasting mastery 300. Why is it level 81 requirement too? Level 15 requirement? Okay, so I need to work on this stuff. So that may be why my guy's getting his butt kicked. Is like, maybe I'm supposed to already have AAs and stuff. I've got those tokens. Yeah, level 25 for double or posty and stuff. That's crazy. Okay, well, the more you know. Should be in a much better position with the healer that actually has a healing spell. I thought I was just doing something. Well, I mean, obviously I was doing something wrong. I was like, my shaman is just not healing the way I feel like it should. See, you're not going to have any problem getting gear though. Like it drops a ton. Like it's weird in a way. It's like, man, I didn't have to really fight for the gear or whatever. But in another way, it's like, oh, cool. I wonder what I'm going to get this pool. Am I going to get something even cooler this pool? Like I said, it kind of gives me that THJ feel. Like it's not EverQuest, but it's still enough EverQuest to where it kind of like scratches the itch of being EverQuest. And to be real honest, except for those turnkey things, those little turkeys, I haven't found anything that I don't think I could kill if I was like a monk by myself so far. So like, I know having, well, it'd be a lot slower. I mean, obviously the rogue adds a substantial amount of DPS. My SK just doesn't have. Okay. Yeah, but it's probably, well, look at the AC though difference. I was like, man, I don't really want to lose the stats, but I think we're gonna have to. I needs the AC. Guy's getting his butt kicked. Alright, since we got thorns, let's just go ahead and run through this room. This room, I've always hated this room. I think that if I had to pick one room in all of Lower Guk that I hate the most, it would be, well, it'd be this, and a close second would be right after this, which is those stupid skeletons, those icebone skeletons. Everything else I've always found at least somewhat manageable. But I hate this room. At least in the beginning, you know, when you're higher level, it doesn't really matter, but in the beginning, I hate this room, and I really, really hate these skeletons. I'm sure there's a way to set up my shaman to do like other stuff too, maybe since he's just sitting there bored. Maybe I can get him to cast actual like offensive spells or something. Again, this is not my case. Ooh, unidentified item. I mean, yeah, this is definitely a ranger monk's world. And just for the record, there are a lot of Hero's Journey players that have drifted from server to server. There was some over on that clumsy server, which I like that server. The player base there was really friendly, but there's literally like, I'm not exaggerating when I say there's like 8 core people that play there. So it just, they're all like really good friends. So it kind of felt like you're always going to feel like the odd man out, unfortunately. Or at least that's how it felt for me. You guys could be. Okay. I think Malevolent is what we already got. Oh no. Those are 12. 29. But yeah, I mean, it was fun. It felt like Endgame, which you got to really quickly. Didn't have a whole lot to do. I mean, there's a lot to do in EverQuest, period. And that's what I was kind of told, is like, oh, there's always these things to do. You can go do the Coldane Shawl quest and this. I mean, I've already done the Coldane Shawl quest like 15 times, and I don't want to do it again. I wanted something a little different, like end game wise. But I will say that the guy that ran it, very passionate EverQuest player. So for all I know, he's already added new stuff to it. And EQ might, you're gonna have to box. That's the thing there. Like there's literally no way you're going to be able to play a single character there. But once you can figure it out over there and play, that was my thing. Is I was like, I really didn't want to box, and now look at me now. Here I am boxing. I really didn't want to, but the content there is solely based on your ability to box. All right, so we got the supplier again, but no assassin. But I would say EQ Might has more of a progression style, like completionist kind of style server. It had more to do on that than even THJ did by far. It's just going to be a very different kind. You're going to have to go through different tiers and things like that to unlock different items, use the currency you get from different tiers to buy items at certain tier currency, NPCs and things like that. Incredibly fun. The one downside to any server that you see that allows unlimited boxing, or box armies or whatever else it is you might be like, oh man, there's 1,000 players on this server. But if you realize that there's also 5 people boxing 40 characters, well, at that point you're like, okay, so everybody else is boxing this. So there's really only like 100 players, and they're all just like mega boxing. And that's kind of where, you're running into some of these other servers, like EQ Might, you'll see it, peeking out about 200 players on there. It'll show 200 players, and then you'll look and it'll several people are running 12-man boxes, 20-man boxes, things like that. So realistically, you're not anywhere near 200 players. You're like 20 players. Same thing with the clumsy thing and everything like that. You're showing 15, 20 players online, but there's a lot of people on that server that will just keep their players logged in to the main hub with 5 or 6 players sitting there in the main hub. So just kind of an interesting, you just got to make sure to look into that kind of stuff if you are looking for players to play with. One-handed blunt, 25-20. That's actually pretty good. That's actually really good. I don't know why it looks like an eyeball. I mean, I'm gonna take it. Don't have a boat. I don't really want this. Yeah. But so far, I would say that this has a tremendous amount of potential for being fun. Now, from what I've found from people I've talked to, later on, I mean, obviously you're gonna hit some difficulty, later on. Obviously, the gear itself kind of shows you. I don't know how much difficulty you're gonna run into, But the Discord and stuff was saying later on you will have to group up with other people to accomplish some of the content. So I do like that. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping that that turkey would still be here, you know, or at least the body of it. Maybe there's something I can buy at that newbie vendor that lets me snap aggro easier. Because that damn rogue. Like, rogues have always been bad. But tossing an epic on one at level 30-ish is insanity. He just keeps backstabbing for like 200. And when I get better at it, I'm gonna have to get some information. But when I get better at it, I would absolutely love to make a guide for multi-class, MQ, or whatever, E3, whatever it's called nowadays. Because I'm not a computer genius by any means, but I mean I can download emus and I know how to do all that stuff. And I am lost in the sauce on this, so I'm sure there are other people that could, you know, benefit from learning how to do this kind of stuff. And I don't enjoy boxing, having to go back and forth, like tab in and out, tab out, tab out, tab out, all that kind of stuff. And this makes it to where you can kind of control what they do on, you know, one screen, which is kind of nice. So shoot, even if you hate boxing like I do, then it kind of allows you the freedom of being able to box without having to feel like you're boxing. Like, I can't even tell you how great it feels just to be able to have them follow me through that, because with just slash follow on, it would have never worked. Oh, sweet. So the executioner's there. The sage is in the room back there, which I'll always avoid as well. The savant we just passed. So we'll try this guy. Oi. Where's my road? Oh. Oh, okay, I guess he he can't go around to the back to the left. He has to go to the right, so he was freaking out. Alright, there's one task complete. I don't remember. Can you get to level... I think you can get to like level 50 in Lower... Because Lower Guk was like... That was it back in the day, right? Like in Super Classic, or I think that was it. Like, Lower Guk was... Soul B, Lower Guk. And then, of course, the Plains, but that was like strictly grouping. Actually, you got someone will know in the comments. If you could solo, like if you could actually solo. Uh-oh. Again with the damn turkey Tron. I think PetSmart, no. All right. I need to figure out what the heck is going on and why my guy is not healing. PetSmart. PetSmart deserve heals too. Oh. See, I have no idea why he would not heal PetSmart as well. He's healing the tank, obviously. He's doing it right now. Which is the only reason I'm being kept up. This dude hits for 180. Well, I'm sorry, slashes for 180. He is absolutely just face rolling me. So that's one thing I would say. If you are playing solo without like a healer or whatever, you could probably do just fine until you run into one of these damn turkeys. What in the world is that? Mother of Turkatron? Well, I'm concerned with that. Let me get rid of this thing and then figure out what the hell that is. Wow. To be honest, it didn't attack me yet. Now it's put its butt in my face when I'm trying to kill this frog. Okay, let's see. Heal it. Oh my god, it hit me for 1,000. I was just kidding. I was only kidding. Is it gonna hit me too? Hit me for 1,000. It's aggressive. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do this manually on these guys individually. I mean, that way I can just make sure that they're getting their spells and their skills. See, I had to do it a few times. Okay. Maybe it like just a little bit of lag or something, maybe? Because this guy should have more skills. Yeah, I got more skills. Oh, well, I got begging and fishing. Alright, note to self. Do not attack the turkey's mom. Got it. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to get back to the grind in Lower Guk. I'll catch you guys on the next video and hopefully the next tier of advancement here.